All right, here's an overview of the three things that I've seen that have been working extremely well for business in 2022 and will also carry over into 2023, right? I know there's talk of the economy changing, recession, all sorts of stuff, right? All sorts of fear mongering and real things too, right? People are losing jobs, people are losing opportunity, but there's also an abundance of opportunity right in front of you if you have the right skills and you have the right understanding of how the world works. And so here's three things that I've seen that I've been supporting my team with that is just profound, really profound stuff. So um, who am I, right? If you haven't heard any of my other stuff, so I'm Mitch, and I've been building business for over 10 years now as an entrepreneur. I hit my decade mark. Started as a tutor, private educator, went on to building websites, doing project management, all sorts of stuff. Right? I always wanted to break through, but it wasn't really until about 3 years ago that I really broke through and got my business from about 3K a month in profit to over 30K. Since then, also in the past 3 years, I've made in revenue over $1 million. That has been a fun journey. It has not been easy. It has been there's been a lot of change I've had to do, especially on that subconscious and unconscious level, because the programming when you can get your unconscious mind programmed for success and going in the right way, it becomes your default. That becomes your minimum standard, and then everything else in your life just kind of works out because you've adjusted the thing that's really running the show. It's like the real captain on a big ship. when you can when you can adjust where you're going, and you can shift that a little bit, that goes a long way. And then the little day-to-day thoughts and chatter in your mind, that's your conscious mind. That's not that much, right? So that's what I've seen has worked really well. But I have basically three main steps that I'll allude to, and then if you want the details and the breakdown, I have something that's called the Seven Figure Vault. It's free. It's a Dropbox link of basically all the best trainings and stuff that I've done. I keep it there instead of just free on YouTube, because the free stuff on YouTube, like, it's good, right? It gets a message out there, but this is like tactical training stuff. Like, videos aren't too long, it's nothing too wild, but it's literally the breakdown of all the stuff that I've seen working, because I want to add value to people. I want my free stuff to be better than what other people pay for and make as paid products. So then when you see that, and if you want to work together, right, you can reach out. You can see what I offer, right? I would rather give that first so you can see, and then for the people that like to work with me, like for example, my friend Jude, who keeps breaking records in his sales that he does, you can be like him, or like my other friend Pedro, right? Where he's also learning entrepreneurship and building and making sales, making money, but he's also now stepping up as a leader in the community. Right, because there's a bigger picture here than just making money. Even though money's essential, you need money, you got to know how to make money. It's also more than money, right? It's about building community. It's about realizing that the world's in a pretty tricky spot, and if you don't have a network and people around you that are really capable, really effective, right? Red flag, right? You got to build that community, and it takes time, right? We've been doing this for almost 3 years, and it's growing and growing, but it's a arduous process, and it doesn't come easy per se. Even though there are moments where it's easy, it's because you've trained yourself for the hard times. So let's just dive in. These are the three things that I'm noticing. All right, so first is in terms of sales, right? In terms of the ability to influence people and make money and be able to say words, have words come out of your mouth, and then people give you money. Sales is the most secure profession ever. Sales is the most secure profession ever. If you have the ability to sell and communicate and negotiate, you will always have work. You will never run out of money, provided the stuff you are selling is actually in alignment with what is best for people, right? Right now, I know people can get away with selling all sorts of crap, right? Selling Amazon stores that, only 1 in 10 actually work, or selling, I don't know, life insurance policies that aren't actually in the best interest of people. I know people have gotten away with that in the past, but more and more stuff is coming out, right? You can see the truth online. You can see real people's testimonials, real paying clients and what they've actually experienced. And the stuff that is not real, for a variety of reasons, is crumbling and falling away, right? I've seen this time and time again, right? I see different investments. You see this in cryptocurrency right now. You see it in the stock market, right? Things are crumbling in a new way that we haven't seen before. So my suggestion is learn how to sell, and specifically learn how to sell products that have real integrity. And of those, I really only know one main one. And that for me is the Techno Tutor business. It is the most profound thing. We have 5-year-olds that are literally reading 4 to 5 years ahead of where they should be. And we have families able to pull their kids out of school instead of kids sitting in a classroom where they're not learning anything for 8 hours a day. Or they're learning some stuff. They're learning about TikTok. They're learning about well, they're being at risk too and in danger because the unfortunate news we keep seeing about violence in schools. We're providing a pathway for parents to pull their kids out of schools. It's pretty amazing, right? And in about 30 minutes a day, they can learn more than they did in 8 hours in the classroom, right? What parent wouldn't want that for their child? So that's solutions that we're providing. We're also helping adults change and learn new skills, right? Because if you're not highly educated in the future, you're going to be in trouble. So I suggest selling a product with integrity. And if you want one, it's Techno Tutor. So you can reach out to me specifically to know how the business works for that because it's phenomenal. I made a lot of money with that, right? I've already made over 6 figures this year, and growing. And so, and what? By the time I'm making this, it's June, right? And so, yeah. Now, selling, it's not enough to just say I'm in sales and I'm going to be great, right? You have to now program yourself to be great at sales. There's ways of selling, right? There's an old phrase, telling is not selling. Still true. I think that will always be true. But real selling is asking questions and telling stories. And there's very specific questions that you can ask that make clients or prospective clients want to line up and give you money because they love you and they like how you talk and they like the fact that you ask questions that shows you care about them, right? And then you can share stories, which I have a whole arsenal of stories of like success stories and different examples and analogies that can help people really see things. Because if it was easy enough to just say, oh, you should buy my product because XYZ, the world will look very different, right? That's not how reality works, right? People have all sorts of programming and emotions and everything. And so you have to know how to work with that instead of against that. And so that is step one, right? And in the 7-figure vault that I have, a free Dropbox link that you can get in the description of this video, wherever you're watching this, that has a lot of training on exactly how I've done that. And it's very fun, right? It's very fun when you have that ability to sell and you also enjoy the conversation. So you're not out there battling people, you're out there talking with people, sharing with people and really helping people change their lives. So point number one here to thrive in this changing landscape is learn how to sell products with integrity. And I mean it, learn how to sell it, not just talk about it, but sell it. So that's great, right? Second is you have to be able to deal with the negative. Okay. You got to be able to deal with the negative in your life because as much as you want to be a positive thinker and you only want to look at the positive and the good and the goals and the dreams and the vision board and all that stuff, that's all fine and dandy, sure, right? You do have to be able to think about what you want to create. But also, if you aren't dealing with the negative, guess what happens? You have something in you called resonance. And it comes out from you. And every word you speak, every thought you think, all your emotions, your posture, your facial expressions, your body language, it comes through. And that's why some people are repelled by you. Some people will not buy from you. Some people will just get a bad feeling about you. They won't even want to do anything near you because you have resonance and you're resonating negativity. And most of this is from your childhood and passed on through the womb. It's generational, it's passed through. Unless you're working on the negative as well, don't worry, it's not going to make you more negative. It's actually going to neutralize it. But you have to know how to do that. Right? Some people claim they have this thing called shadow work or hypnosis or NLP and binaural beats and stuff. I've done all that stuff. I've taken it to the extreme. I lived in Peru. I've drank ayahuasca. I've done the whole thing, right? I hugged Tony Robbins. I walked on fire. I mean, I paid a lot of money for coaching and meditation and all that stuff, right? Binaural beats. I paid for the advanced binaural beats. None of that actually resolved the negativity. Sure, here and there I felt a bit of a release, right? Or a cathartic experience, or, oh, wow, great. And the emotions are gone for a moment. But it's like, it's like you have a broken bone in your body. It's physically broken and it's not set back in place. and then you're like trying to put band-aids on it, or you're trying to just like shake it out to be like, oh, okay, yeah, release the energy, yeah, release the energy. The bone's still broken. You got to physically, structurally put that bone back in place so it's in alignment with the rest of your body. And then you got to let it heal, and it takes time. That's the kind of work that we like to do. And again, that comes from there's a very, very specific writing process of self forgiveness that I highly recommend. Also, having relationships with real people with real principles, that's also essential. And talking to them regularly, right? Not just saying, oh, we're friends, we see each other, once a month at the meetup. No, having a real relationship